Twilight Struggle Red Sea, Conflict in the Horn of Africa is a card-driven game by Jason Matthews, published by GMT Games.
The new regime in Ethiopia turned against America. But now that Moscow was also linked with Ethiopia, the Somalis considered turning to Washington. The Soviet Union and the United States switched sides easily.
All right, today we are going to talk about Victorious Leader, one of the two 3-point op cards for the Middle War for the U.S. Victorious Leader. Add 4 U.S. influence in countries adjacent to countries that were USSR controlled at the start of the round, adding no more than 2 per influence per country. So, 3 cards give you the ability to flip control of a controlled 1 stability country. So for 2 ops, you're able to break control, and then the 3rd op, you can flip the country. Now, there are only 3 1 control point countries. That will be South Yemen, Ethiopia, and Sudan. But being able to flip Ethiopia without chancing a coup can be very strong. Now, so not only is this a 3-op card, it actually allows the U.S. player to place a total of 4 ops. For example, as a headline, this would give U.S. control of Saudi Arabia, adding 2 adjacent to Somalia, and give them control of Djibouti. If the USSR controlled this and this, we'll say that you can play Victorious Leader, and now you can, well, that would be RAB controlled, place 4 influence, breaking control of both Kenya and Somalia. To do that normally would require 6 ops. 2 to get the initial one in each of those countries, and then 1 additional one. So this card has a maximum value of 6 operation points. There's also a pretty neat trick with it, what I like to refer to as the Sudan Trap. We are going to, as the U.S., place 1 influence in Sudan. Now, this shows us on our way to march into Egypt, which we demonstrated last video. Egypt is a very strong country because it negates domination and control of both the Middle East and Africa. The Soviet player most likely will coup Sudan. So let's say he has a successful coup, and now he has 2 influence in Sudan controlling it. On my turn, I can play Victorious Leader and add 2 U.S. influence to Egypt, and in this case, we'll just take Ethiopia up to 3, taking control of Egypt before the Soviet Union has a chance to get influence in there. If the scoring card was played right now, he would get 3 points for the dominance, an additional point for Kenya for 4 points. You do not have presence, so you would not get any points, so the score would go to USSR 4. However, if the U.S. in response plays Victorious Leader, watch what happens. I get to add 2 points to Ethiopia because it's adjacent to Kenya, taking control of Ethiopia, and I could play an additional 2 points to Somalia because it is also adjacent to Kenya. And now the situation is, if the African scoring card is played, it is a U.S. victory. A very powerful card. For the Soviets, it's a challenging card to get rid of. If you end up discarding it for some reason or manipulating it such that it gets in a discard, the U.S. later can play Hero of the Crossing and recover it from the discard. We'll talk about Hero of the Crossing more in my next video. The USSR player plays that as a headline. It's probably the least amount of damage that's going to happen because, granted, you go give them control of Saudi Arabia and Djibouti, but that card is gone. I hope that's helped you with the Victorious Leader card. It is a start event. Once the event occurs, it is removed. Thank you. Thank you for watching, and I hope this was helpful for you. If you enjoy this content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell. You will be informed of future videos. I look forward to seeing you all at the 2024 World Boardgaming Championship. It goes there. No, you have to leave him have influence in Saudi Arabia. No, you can't play with DEFCON. One in Kitty. Do you mind? Here. Here's your box over here. Would you mind taking the tail the other way? The Soviet Union is threatening dominance. 3 points for the dominance. If the score... Thank you.